Today's Bible story is the story of creation. What's that, Francis John? You wonder whether God really meant giraffes to look like that. I'm sure God did. In fact, giraffes are one of my favourite animals. So what's your favourite? Bees. Why do you like bees best? Because they make the honey you love. I should have known. Well, in our Bible story today, we hear about God creating more than just giraffes and bees. Are you ready for our story today, the story of creation?
In the beginning, when God created the universe, everything was dark and the earth was empty and had no shape. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light was good. So he divided the light from the darkness. God named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came. This was the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a dome to divide the water in two." So God made a dome, and it separated the water under it from the water above it. He named the dome Sky. Evening passed and morning came. This was the second day. Then God said, "Let the water below the sky come together in one place so that land will appear." God named the land Earth, and the water which had come together he named Sea. And God was pleased with what he saw. Then God said, "Let the earth produce all kinds of plants." So the earth produced all kinds of plants. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. This was the third day. Then God commanded, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate day from night. They will shine in the sky to give light to the earth." So God made two larger lights, the sun to rule over the day and the moon to rule over the night. He also made the stars. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. This was the fourth day. Then God commanded, "Let the water be filled with living things, and let the air be filled with birds." So God created the large sea animals. He created everything that moves in the sea and all kinds of birds. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. This was the fifth day. Then God commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of animals, domestic and wild, large and small." So God made them all, and he was pleased with what he saw. Then God said, "And now to make human beings." So God created human beings. He created them male and female and blessed them. God looked at everything he'd made and was very pleased. Evening passed and morning came. This was the sixth day. So the whole universe was completed. By the seventh day, God finished what he'd been doing, and God rested.
In our story, we heard how God created our wonderful world from nothing. I wonder which part of creation you find most beautiful. Maybe it is the sea or a mountaintop. Maybe the green leaves in spring or the autumn colours. Or maybe a fish, a bird or a flower. You may like to close your eyes and think about that now. I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer too, you're invited to say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, thank you for the beauty of your creation. Please help me to look after all that you have made. Amen. What's that, Francis John? You're going to have a go at creating a new animal, one that you don't think God has thought of yet. Well, I'll look forward to meeting it when you've finished. Well, thank you for joining us for our story, the story of creation. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye and God bless.